Hello everyone. Hi, how are you doing? It has been a while, and I'm saying it has been a while because I don't know if it's just me, but doing a video cast where you get to see my face is just so much different than just doing an audio podcast where I'm just talking and saying everything however it is I want to say it. I mean, I do that as well for video cast, but I don't know, it's just different. I feel like I'm conscious. I don't know. I just do not know, but when it's just me in my room or with the mic and just recording, just me alone with you guys, it feels safe. It feels really like what it means, the safe space. It feels personal. It feels like we are buddies. It feels like we are friends. It feels like, oh, we're just having a gist, and then it just feels like, oh, we are like in a round circle, and then it's my turn to speak, and I'm just the one speaking and just sharing with you my experience and my thoughts, and allowing God to speak through me. Wow, that is how the safe space feel. That is how recording the safe space feel. And I really do hope that every one of you that listen to me also feel the same way. Like, this is truly a safe space. Like, you're part of this community. Like, you're not just listening, but you're together with me. You're part of this community. You are safe here. I really do hope that you feel this way as well. And I really love feedback on this. Honestly, I really love feedback on this. Anyways, yes, like I said, it has been a while. You're welcome to the Safe Space podcast, and like we truly say it, you know the drill. It's truly a safe space where you learn, you unlearn, and you grow. The words spoken here are faith and life, a spirit and life on faith and life. And if you're a Christian, you're a non-Christian, you are welcome. You are welcome. You're welcome. We don't do any discrimination here. You're welcome in whatever religion that you are, in whatever person that you are. You are welcome to listen. And we hope that at the end of this episode, you'll leave here blessed, you'll leave here changed, you'll leave here with a different mindset. So today we're going to be doing something really different from what we've been used to, and the will I say theme or title or the major thing that I'm going to be talking to us about today is God's love in friendship. God's love in friendship. And this particular podcast was inspired by a conversation I was having with the Holy Spirit. I was just meditating and thinking things through, and I'm like, I actually have experienced God's love in friendship. You know how they say it, or you know how it is written in the Bible, that the intention of God to portray His love, or the first contact of who God is, that any person or a child should experience God's love or who God is in the home. That we see God the Head as our Father, we see God the Holy Spirit as our Mother, the Comforter, the Helper. And in fact, yes, I've actually been able to understand who God is, or know who God is, through the illustration of a family, through not just a family in the general sense. I'm talking about my own family. In so many ways, I have seen God's love or experienced God's love be illustrated to me in my family, extended family, nuclear family, even through my mom or my father or my brother. But to realize that how would I say it? There is an adage that's what broke the camel's back, but I would say like the hanging thread, the last thread of fully understanding God's love to me personally came in friendship. And so, backstory. I used to be, I have undergone, grateful to God, I have undergone so many changes over the years, but most importantly, this last year, in my relationship with God, in how I see Him, in how I see myself through Him. And backstory, like I mentioned before, I used to be this person that felt like I needed to earn love, that felt like I needed to do something to be loved in return, and felt like, or whatever it is that I want to see in return. And we always normalize this thing, but it is not entirely true that we say, oh, it's whatever it is that you want to reap that you sow. It is not always true in every situation. Even in friendships, I would say, oh, whatever energy you give back to me, or whatever energy you put in is what you receive, or however commitment you show to me is what you receive. And sometimes it helps us to protect ourselves, to know when to pull out of a toxic relationship or a trauma-related situation. But when I'm talking about God's love, I'm talking about the unconditional aspect of God's love. So like I said, backstory, I used to feel like I needed to earn love, I needed to be perfect. And so this view or this understanding or this mindset is what I carried in every relationship. So not just physical relationship of my parents, but of my family or of anyone close to me, even in friendship, and ultimately even in my walk with God. And this is connected to the two previous episode, that is the 99 is kept, where I was talking to you guys about if I were to close my eyes and imagine what God saw, or what God will see, or like what God will say to me through His eyes mind. I was talking through a very distorted lens, and I was saying what I would be saying to myself instead of what God would actually say to me. And I was saying about, oh, I'm not doing well, I've not done enough, and all of those things. So connected to that backstory, I used to feel like, oh, for this person to like me, there has to be a kind of trade going on in our relationship, in friendship, and in whatever friends. And the funny thing is, I didn't even know how to keep friends like that, but I would always struggle to want to keep this person, let this person keep liking me. Oh my God, I've offended, will this person still like me? I never really understood what it meant to continuously be in a relationship with someone regardless of what it is that this person has done. And it is funny because that is what family is. The blood ties is still there. We are going nowhere. We are still family, no matter how you bad reach, right? No matter how much you're bad or anything like that. But I'm talking about God's love and friendship. And so I had this friend, and in fact, what inspired, one of the things that inspired this podcast is a situation that happened between me and this friend. Let's say her name is she will know if whatever it is I want to say, so she will know, and it's not anything bad. But let's say her name is D, and in school we were close. In fact, to people they will say, oh my God, these people are very, very close. But to me, I'm like, we're not that close. I don't know so much about this person, and I don't think she knows so much about me. The confines of a relationship is just school. And I had so much seen the future and be like, nah, after school, me and this person will probably not even be friends anymore. And it was shocking to anyone who would want to hear at that point that you guys are actually really close. And so we had this back and forth, and just this back and forth. And so there is this thing that I used to do, where if I don't like something, and that also did not help matters because I didn't know how to handle conflict. I hated confrontations because I didn't want to fight. I didn't want any situation whereby we don't talk to each other anymore. I hate grudges. I can be angry at you, but I will not talk about it. I would keep it to myself. I would settle the matter in my heart. I would make excuses for you, and I will joke about the situation, and we can be cool. If it's something I cannot handle, you would hardly see me flare up in that moment. It's like later on, and I will just not talk to you again, just so that I can keep my peace, because you've hurt me so much, and so let's just stay away from each other. And that was how I had understood my friendship. That was how I had handled my friendship from just growing up, from junior school, high school, in whatever way that it is, known as, in whatever country you're listening from. In my country, we would call it like primary school, then junior school, that is junior secondary school, and senior secondary school. And so I just had that mentality of, I don't want to, and I used to be bullied in school, and I felt like I needed to have these friends that didn't even like me, and I used to care so much about what people would say. So all of these things were just too connected. They were too connected on how it distorted my lens in seeing or accepting God's love. And I'm saying this because I'm going to talk about the breakthrough and how it also affected me seeing God's love. And so, like I said, there was also I wanted people to like me. I was a people pleaser, and so I didn't want to fight with anyone. I didn't know how to handle grudges. I didn't know how to handle confrontations. I didn't want to talk about anything with anybody. If you hurt me, I would take it in. If it's bearable, I would joke about the situation so that we don't get to fight, even though you will see, because I have a very, very expressive face, and so you will see that I'm actually not happy about the situation. Or you say I'm actually not happy about what you did, and I can just be silent for a while and not see anything, and then after a while I genuinely just let go of the situation and get over it by myself. And so I and this friend D, we had that kind of relationship whereby something goes wrong, we cannot even talk about it with ourselves. As much as I had that communication issue, even she wasn't helping matters. If I were to, she might say it differently, but we're talking, this is my own podcast show, so yeah. So if we were to, if there was supposed to be a situation where I did something that wasn't pleasing to her, although she knew how to say it immediately, that she didn't like this or this and that, but sometimes while she's processing how to say it or how to communicate the issue and everything, she's silent, she's withdrawn. And I'm like, I used to overthink a lot. I still am a very big thinker, but I will not say overthink. I meditate and imagine and think and take thoughts, but not thoughts that are mine, like thoughts of the Lord, if you get what I mean. So, and then I would overthink a lot. Like, what is going on? You're not relating with me the way we used to, and I'll be like, did I do something bad again? I want to make things well. I want us to go back to the way we are. I want us to do this. I'm like, oh my God, we're not close again. Oh, I must have done something wrong. Oh my God, I've lost my friend. This and that. I would overthink about it, and so all of this will further solidify my thoughts of I needed to do something to keep a friendship, and if I'm not doing it, the friendship is gone. And so all of those things would always go on. But now, fast forward to now, we've both grown, we've both healed in whatever way, and we are still friends even after school, even after university. I'm talking about a university friend now. So we are still friends even after school. And so something happened where we got into an investment that was really, really bad. and I was the one that introduced her to it, and she lost a lot of money. In fact, ours is more painful because it was like a day to when the whole thing was going to, and the whole thing happened. That was when she invested, and we lost a lot of money. And if I had prepared my mind, even though I had healed, and I'm like, nah, I'm not going to go trip myself to take the whole blame of this. I also lost a lot of money. This happened. It's fine. We thank God. So sorry. But the previous me would have beaten myself up for it. I would want to overplease her or overextend myself and be like, oh, what do I need to do to make it better? Even though it wasn't even entirely my fault. And so in such a very funny way, she took it well. She was like, Omo, you dragged me into this. I would not have done this, but because it came from you and I trusted you, and wow, this happened. Well, I know you lost money too, but Omo, I cannot lie. I'm pained about this situation. Oh, that's cool. So sorry. I don't even know what I can say to you. I'm so sorry about that. God will help us. This is and that. And I had prepared my mind, even though I had healed, like I said, and I was not going to overplease myself or do anything. I'm just like, oh, anything we want to stop, make it stop. Anything that wants to happen, let it happen. I spoke in pidgin. So, and then I was already preparing my mind or preparing myself to receive silent treatment. She's not going to talk to me for a while, or I'll be trying to message her and then trying to laugh and just be overly excited and overly dramatic or overly this that. And the funny thing is that nothing like that happened. And I'm like, wow, we've grown. And I was going to say to her that I don't know if you noticed, but this friendship has grown, because if something like this had happened, I feel like I know how you would have reacted to this situation in just not... The funny thing is, a few months before this same year, to show how far we've grown, and if my friend is listening to it, it is not anything about pointing you or anything like that, but I'm just trying to say that we've grown so much. Individually we've grown, and collectively we've grown as well. And so even earlier this year, I did something that she wasn't so happy with. It was about a program that she had organized, and I had promised I was going to be there, but slider end minute. Yeah, guys, that's my fault. I don't normally do that. But there was this other thing that was like really, really important to me, and I really wanted to be there because I was going to gain a lot from it. And it was far different from this other one. She was not the host like that, but she was one that, collected, these guys are going to be attending, and assured the organizers and all of those things. And then I had to pull out late minute because I got this opportunity to attend this other, let's say it was like a networking kind of program where I was going to learn and, hard to myself. And I know how that for like a month or weeks, she was not replying to my message so well. And then because I felt so bad, and then I'll be like, oh my God, what do I need to do? I would laugh at her status, try and like do so many messages and like over please and this, that. And then there was a time I even went to her house, but like the communication was just not even flowing like that. Just smile. So I was saying that within this same year, within that time and this time, and it was not even just within that time and this time, the growing, the grooming, the changing had started to occur in us when we didn't even realize. And so I would not say I totally grew from that till now, but I would say to myself that I started growing even from last year, even from after school, even from spending more time in my relationship with God. And then I'm like, oh wow, this is the kind of relationship we now have, and we've grown. And I'm like, okay, so I don't need to do too much. There is no the friendship is just there. And so that is just background story to what exactly I want to say. There is this other friend that I have, and we're really, really close. And we also got close in school. In fact, I can say that she's probably one of my closest friends. And she taught me, or she showed me rather, what God's love mean in friendship. We had like a bond because of our love for God, and so we would pray together. We would talk to each other about our work with God, and it was like really, really tight knit. And so the time that I realized that, oh my God, this person loves me not because of what I do, not because of what I have done, not because of what I'm going to do, but she loves me, and that is enough. And that showed me about God, because that is who God is. And so there was a time, very, very silly, there was a time that she had lent me a heel, and that is a shoe. She had lent me a heel, and I spoilt it. You guys will probably think that I'm like a very bad friend to my friends, but no, I promise you, no. But anyways, she lent me a heel, and it got spoiled while I was wearing it. It's not like as though I spoiled it by myself or intentionally. So, but I forgot to tell her about it, and I think I was not the one that gave it to her back. She had picked it up while I was not around, like in my hostel or my room. And like a month after, like the next semester that we were going to resume, that's when I remember, like, oh my God, I didn't end up telling this my friend about this, and I got so pressed and guilty about it, like, how come I didn't even tell her? And so I was like, oh, I don't know if you noticed this about your show. I was the one, it was while I was wearing it that she was like, you're just telling me now. And because of the kinds of relationship I've had, or the kind of relationship that I had then with my friend D, I'd expected her to just be like, oh my God, why would you do that? And then be angry at me, or to just like distance herself, or give me the silent treatment. And I was really kind of thinking of, oh, what am I going to do to make it up to her? How do I overextend myself, over please her, and all of those things. But she was like, oh, okay, that happened. Why didn't you tell me? Okay, that's fine. Well, I gave it to someone, and she said she was going to find a solution to it. End of chapter. Like, that's it. And in my mind, I'm like, this is weird. What do you mean that is it? I didn't tell her that. I didn't ask her that. But I just kept it somewhere that, wow, this is actually weird. Like, why is she not angry at me? Why don't I have to do something to make it up to her? Why does she still love me the same? Why is our mood towards me, or our communication with me, or why is the energy still the same? I think that is just what settles. Why is the energy still the same? Why is she still liking me? Why is she still relating with me? And those questions were just in my head, and I just kept it somewhere. And like I said, for every of my friendship then, I would always try to keep it perfect. I don't want to annoy this person. I just want to keep the relationship. I don't want to say anything that's going to annoy this person. I don't want to go against this person. Oh, I would be true to my opinions, but I don't want to offend this person. So I don't know how I did, but I always try to bend and overbend in several friendships that I had then. And so I just kept it somewhere that, oh, she's not angry at me. And so we in fact, we don't have fights like that. Me and this person, like, she's my closest person. We don't have fights like that. And that is because I'm just always like, so even if I'm annoyed and she knows I'm annoyed, she'll expect me to talk about it. And I'm like, nah, we don't do that here. We don't talk about our offenses. We keep it to ourselves. And we get over it. And she will see it. Like I say, my face is very expressive, and she'll see that this baby is annoyed. Say what you want to say. Say why you're annoyed. She would not say it like that, but she was expecting me to always come cleaner, and I'm like, nah. And so another time, because our fights like literally non-existent, because I'm always trying to like keep things prim and proper, like I mentioned. So another time, she was going to get married soon, I think. So she was with her fiance, and there's this other person that's like a church member, like not even in the same campus or the same church branch, but like the overhead church. They attend the same church, and they just like get to know each other, be like acquaintances of each other. And then I was with this person, like not my friend, but I was just with this person or around this person. And I remember she was asking me just casually, because she was also going to get married. So they had like that kind of a bond of, oh, I'm getting married soon, this person's getting married soon, and we're also in the same church. That was just the level of the relationship they had, acquaintances. And so she was mentioning, she was talking to me about like, married stuff, and she was like, oh, what about your friend? And I just said it jokingly. I'm like, oh, don't mind that, she has left me for her fiance's place. And immediately I said that, I remember that I was cautioned in my spirit. Why did I say that? Why did I divulge that information about my friend? And that was just it. And that person just laughed. Can you imagine? I was like, Habina, she has left us single people, this and that. And I'm like, we wouldn't angry at that. Why is she not, here? Because we were in school then. Like, why is she not in school? And we're in the same hostel. So we would always visit each other's, room and, spend time with each other. And I remember, was it the next day or that same evening, I just see my friend blowing up my phone. Tammy, why would you do this? Like, why would you tell someone I'm not even close with about my anything about me, or like my whereabouts or my location? And immediately I was scared. Guys, you look like as though I had killed someone. I was legit scared. I was like, oh my god, and I was cautioned though. Why did I? Oh my god. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And she had called me. I was trying to call her back. She was not picking. I'm like, I've messed it up. Finally. That voice I was just saying, finally, she has messed it up. She has ruined this friendship again. She does not know how to keep friendship. You have to do something to make this right, or else she's gone, like gone forever. Those were my thoughts. And I'm like, oh my god, how do I do this? What am I going to say? All of those things. Why did I say that? I was already beating myself up and all of those things. And she was like, well, it's fine. That I just wanted to let you know that was not cool. What do you mean it's fine? And then she's like, she was really pissed and annoyed about it, but okay. Like the next day we are cool. And I was expecting that, perhaps when we see, she'll talk about it. I don't like what you did, and just like give me silent treatment and not be happy with me for a long time. And then I have to overbrain myself, like I mentioned. But all was well. In fact, I was really thinking that, oh my god, I thought this girl was going to be like my closest friend. Now she's not going to tell me anything again. I cannot be trustworthy. How can she trust me? Like, I'm just getting her to open up, because I used to feel like I had to work overtime to get people to trust me, or to get people to tell me information. And all of these things are happening inside of me, just in my mind. None of these people or these friendships that I had any idea what was going on inside of me, or the trauma that I'd built over time, And so she was like, it's fine, it's okay. Like that was the end of the issue. She has stated her displeasure. I'd apologized for it. I didn't mean to. It wasn't my intention. That was the end of the matter. What do you mean that was the end of the matter? And that just had an impression on me. Okay, this person is here to stay. This person loves me irregardless. I do not need to overextend myself, or I do not need to walk on eggshells. I just add that information somewhere. That does not mean that it totally changed the way I reacted or relate with her. I was still very conscious of whatever I was doing. But I'm like, okay, this person rates me, this person likes me, okay, this person probably sees me as a close friend, or this person loves me. And in fact, I would not even say love as at that time. I would just say this person likes me, and apparently maybe I've not just eaten her to a very deep height of her disliking me or calling off this friendship. And so as I started to grow and like really retrace my steps, it is very important to grow in your relationship with God, so that it can take you back and refine you to how He created you to be, not the one that is now distorted with experience or with trauma or with broken hearts. just take you back to how He first created you. Let me tell you, there is a version of you that is different from the you that have been dealt with. There is a version of you that God created from the very beginning. Every character, every attitude, every emotion, every temperament, there is a need for all of it, and He has been the one that has put them in you from the very beginning. And so we go through life, experience trauma in whatever way, and they distort our original form. And so now you see your temperament, you're probably always getting angry, or you're always sad, and you think that is how you are. I put it to you, that's not how you are. You will still need to work with God to go back to that very first version that He created you to be. You will still need to work with God to be able to come back to the original you. Because let me tell you, this you is tainted. This you is tainted. You need to go back to God. Okay, who am I? Because when you find God, when you start working with God, that is the beginning of your life. That is the beginning of you finding yourself, of your desires, of your likes and your dislikes. You see, you do not fully know yourself until you have met God. And so as I started to find myself, I started to love myself more. If you remember the episode that I had with you guys where I was talking about loving myself and telling myself I love you, and how new it was to me. And so as I started to love God more, I started to see, oh, Temiloluwa Princess is actually a cool kid. She's nice. I want to love her. I want to know her more. I want to befriend her. She's a cool kid. Anyone who has her as a friend, they're blessed. She's a catch. And so as I started to see that, and then there was a time that I was checking through my phone and I saw a screenshot of my friend, this same friend, when we started becoming close back in 2022. And let's call her name S. I don't think we give her a name, but her name is S, and anyone close to me probably know what this person is. And so we decided to get close together in 2022. And I want to say, I think what has kept us in our friendship is perhaps the fact that we love each other with the love of Christ, and Christ has been the basis of our relationship. The reason why we got close to each other was our insatiable desire to know God more. And so we came together to start praying together, to start reading the Word of God together. And the more we were growing individually in our relationship with God, the more we were growing towards one another. And I'm so grateful to God when He gave me a kingdom friend like her. That was back in 2022. And so like I mentioned, like I was saying, I saw a screenshot from her where she was praying for me, and I didn't even know I had that screenshot. It was way back in 2022. That's 3 years ago now. I didn't even know I had that screenshot. And she was telling me how much she loved me and how much she was proud of me. And I'm like, wow, damn, this girl has always loved me. Her love had never changed. And so it didn't matter where, but maybe I annoyed her because I spoiled her ill, or maybe I annoyed her. You might think it's funny, you might think it's so little, but it was such a big deal for me because I thought that was the end. And so it didn't matter whether I had lost her trust for a second. She that was not going to change her love for me. And so coming into the full knowledge of, like, you know, when in this cartoon movies, and then there is this bulb on the head, like, duh. So coming to the full bright moment of, wow, there are people who will love you unconditionally, even in friendships, just as your parents love you unconditionally. And you know, we might not necessarily always see God's love in our family because we feel like they have no choice now, they have to love us. You know, and sometimes we'll be like, if not for condition that made me, you know, when we are angry at our siblings, I'll be like, if not for condition of things that made me come out of the same mother that birthed you, I would have done away with you. And so we might not necessarily be able to grasp the unconditional love of God in our family. But guess what? There are so many opportunities to see God's love. And so I want you to meditate. I want you to think back to to relationships that have shown you who God is, and you just be like, wow, how can a person be this loving? How can a person be this kind? How can a person be this selfless? How can a person be this sacrificing? How can a person be this, just giving of herself so effortlessly, so selflessly? And you just be like, wow, this is God. This is who God is in human form. And guess what? This is who God has called us to be. For us ourselves, not just to be able to see and receive this kind of love, but to give them as well. That in our various endeavors, in our various relationships, whether with acquaintances or people we've built trust with, or in our family, or in relationship romantically, or in platonic relationships, or with our best friends, that we would be like God to them. We will be like Christ to them, showing them the love of Christ. How that He loved us so much. We did not love Him first, but He loved us first and gave Himself for us. That now in living our life, we don't even live. He lives through us. That the life that we now live, we live by faith in Him. And so God has called us to be able to be that friend, be that person that would show them who God is through our love to them unconditionally. That regardless of this person's actions, you would still love them. But yes, there is a caveat. And that is to know when to go out of a toxic relationship and not be like, oh my God, he beats me, I'm still going to love him. No, please, that is not what we are saying here. But to be able to see past their mistakes and be able to see, wow, I love this person. I mean, for someone that you're in a very bad or toxic relation, you can love them from afar and still be able to save yourself, please. I'm not talking about a toxic relationship. I mean, there are pointers to know that this is toxic, this is continuous, this person is not stopping, and you will definitely know that I need to pull out of this. This is not for me. This is not someone that I'm supposed to keep loving unconditionally in the same close space. I'll be praying for them while I'm safe, while I'm not having to deal with so many trauma and needing healing from this relationship, or because I want to love this person unconditionally. No. And we ourselves, we need to be that person that is not, giving out toxicity in a relationship. And so that is how I understood additionally the love of God in friendships. That is how I came to be like, wow, God loves me unconditionally. There is nothing I can do about it. He loved me even before I knew that He loved me. And so that is how I came to know about God's love in my friendship. In every of my friendship now, I experience God's love. These people love me. I'm just like, how do you people love me so? How? And I am so glad that God has helped me as well to love people the same way that He loves me. To love people so unconditionally. To love them regardless. To just love. I love my friends so much. I love my friends so much. I love D. I love S. I love my friends so much. I love all of my friends so much. And if you've watched the Reviews Corner, I spoke about, how my friends are a voice of reason to me. And oh my God, I love my friends so much. Shout out to all of my friends, every one of you, whether we are close, whether we talk once in a while, whether we are acquaintances. Okay, acquaintances are not friends. Whether Whether we met in any confines of any relationship. I mean, God gave me a very beautiful relationship even through work. I have beautiful friendships that I've built through work where I thought that, oh, I would never be friends with this person, and we've built friendships with them. I've built friendships with them and I'm friends with them and I love them so much. I have friendship that's were in the confines of school, and after school we're still close. I have friendship that were built in the confines of church. I have friendships with people that are junior to me, that I'm older than them, and I'm just like, nah, this person is my friend. No matter what, no matter how much I'm older than them, this person is actually my friend. Oh my God, this is the longest episode. Is it? I think so. Like solo episode. This is the longest solo episode, and I really enjoyed talking to you guys. I mean, one of your feedbacks told me that you would love longer episodes, so here is it. Here is a longer episode, and I still want to continue talking to you more. I really enjoyed talking to you today. Thank you for always listening to the Safe Space podcast. Thank you for sharing the Safe Space podcast. I mean, we can invite people to also be in this safe space with us, right? So please talk about it to your friends, send it to them. In fact, especially this episode where we're talking about God's love and friendship, please definitely share it with your friends and tell them how much you love them. Tell them how much you love them. Tell them how much you love them. Write a letter to them. Tell them how much you love them. So should I mention names? I feel like if I mention names now, I'm going to forget. Shout out to all my friends: Susan, Demi, Andrea, Lola, friends. The friends I said I made from work, Maria, Bami. I have lots of friends. Now I'm cracking my head. Jesus, I have lots of friends that I'm older than. Like Adewumi, like Ifeoluwa. Ifeoluwa is one of my biggest fan of this podcast, so shout out to him always. For sometimes when I've perhaps gone a long break from the podcast, we like, when is next podcast coming up? It will remind me how far we've not gotten any episode. So shout out to Ife, shout out to Olatubosun. Shout out to my friends, like family. Honestly, like my family, like friends. Is that a word? Shout out to people that are family to me, but we're friends. Yes, my very little sister, my friend. She's my sister friend, and she's my little sister, Oreoluwa. Shout out to her. Wow, I have lots of friends. Shout out to my male friends as well. Shout out to Eniola, the two Eniolas. Shout out to wow, oh my God, Holy Spirit help me. Shout out to every of my male friends, please guys. I'm on the spot here. My memory. Shout out to all of you, whether I mentioned your name or not. Shout out to all of you. I love you so much, and I would never trade meeting you with anything. I would never trade you with anything. You see people that will say that, oh, I will sell my friend for this. Don't worry, I can't sell you. We will share the money together. I'm joking. No, never never sell you. Okay guys, please keep listening to the Safe Space podcast. Like, share, subscribe, comment please. Thank you so much. Until next time, bye.